The Dragon Lord was sort of made for books like this.
What's the unboxing? What'd it be? Well, I don't know. Shut up and see.
Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Now, if you know me, I am a horror boy all day long. I'm all about the horror, the thriller, the crime story, and some literature in there, but I'm not really fantasy and sci-fi. But holy shit, is Curious King making me fantasy curious because this book is a Curious King book. You read the description of the video more than likely, and I've gotten their standard edition of the Blade itself. That is on the TBR. It is up there. It's near the top. It's up there with the Thomas Covenant series, Lord Fowl's Bane, and all that as fantasy books I want to read because everybody who knows my taste in horror says I would probably like Joe Abercrombie. Well, Curious King is also has also just done the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, and again, I don't pay attention to fantasy or sci-fi. It's sort of interesting to me, but I'm like, every time I read it, well, maybe not every time, but so many times I read fantasy or sci-fi and I love it, but I just don't get into it initially. And so if it's brought to me and it's something that seems to deserve my attention, I'll go for it. But mostly I just I kind of put blinders on. I'm like, nope, I'm a horror guy. I have my list of authors I read and I'm happy there. But these books are unignorable. And there are many reasons to collect books and read the books you do. And a case can be made for exquisite, beautiful editions. And so that's what I'm going to share with you today. I mean, there are many worse reasons to start reading a book than by its appearance. I know that goes counter to the conventional wisdom, but I don't have even unconventional wisdom. So I'm going to open this up and share it with you right now. That's going to happen, right now. I remember last time when I did the Blade itself, I sort of butchered the box. I didn't. I failed the IQ test of opening the Curious King box. I'm going to try to do better this time, but try. Obviously there are no guarantees. And I did it. I did it. Look, see, I did it. There's a whole thing. This is the standard edition, by the way. So you could consider it entry level Curious King. There are for this edition, for this book, there are 3 other levels. There's the numbered, the lettered, and the Roman. Look at that. So it opens like this. Oh, man. And then a piece of cardboard. Nice. And then there's the book. Placed in there. Look at that. Look at that. That is cool. That is really cool. This is, like I said, the standard edition. Art by John Anthony Di Giovanni, who I interviewed on this channel. He did the artist edition, or he did the Suntop edition of Jaws. Okay, so look at this. So there's the bookmark. I was looking up this book, the 5th season. It's book 1 in the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin, and it sounds badass. I gotta say, it sounds like a book I will want to read. And this is the problem. Like I purposefully tune out all the buzz around new things because I know how addictive it can be and how it can be a rabbit hole. And my TBR is so substantial that I'm afraid of falling in love. I think that's it. I'm afraid of falling in love with this series and starting all over. Like I want to reread the Necroscope series. Like I want to get back to these things, but there's so many good things. So this trilogy sounds epic. Like there's a global planetary conflict happening on one level, and then a mom out on a quest to save her daughter, and like this revenge vibe. It just sounds so amazing. The last sentence in the Goodreads description, it's like, um, um, this character doesn't care if the world is falling apart around her. And in fact, she'll break it apart herself if that's what it takes to save her daughter. And that just sort of gets you pumped. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get goosebumps thinking about it. Love stories like that. So anyway, this is uh, this is a slipcase. It's very, very nice slipcase. Um, I can't really describe. This isn't cloth. It's a very, very nice material, almost like leather. I stand corrected. This is purple buckram cloth. See what you could do when you do a little homework? You can learn what it is. So this is purple buckram cloth. So this is the only edition with the dust jacket. Art by, again, John Anthony Di Giovanni. I will do a better job of showing you that. Here is the dust jacket on display, opened up so you can see the whole thing. This book is limited to only 500 copies in the standard edition print run. It's quarterbound in marbled cloth by Freya Scott of Paper Wilds, an artisan working in that medium. It's foil stamped. Look at that. That is so cool. Some sort of rock shard. See, this is what, I'm uninformed. I'm just a rube who doesn't know what he's holding. I got to say, I don't know how you can call this a standard edition. This is far from standard. This is gorgeous. Love the purple tones. Love the marbled cloth. There's the label, the 5th season. God, I feel like I'm getting sucked in, I feel like I'm going to be like Curious King is winning me over to the other team through just beautiful, just like beauty. Um, I don't know if I could take it. So there's beautiful end paper, and this paper is luxurious. This is a it's very wonderful paper quality to the touch. Signed by the author and the artist, right there. This Curious King Books Amethyst edition of the 5th season by author N.K. Jemisin and artist John Anthony Di Giovanni is the standard edition and limited to 500 copies. Printed letterpress throughout on Nomad Letterpress on their Heidelberg cylinder in Cheltenham and hand bound by the artisans at Ludlow Bookbinders. Just a beautiful edition. And I believe, yeah, this is the same. This is the same feel, like the way the book opens and the way it falls feels just like The Blade itself by Joe Abercrombie. There are some books you hold and you just can't wait to read them, and this is one of them. This series, so this is a trilogy. This is the first book in the series. It's the only series to have won a Hugo Award for each installment. That's pretty remarkable. Yeah, I feel like I'm being converted to like a new religion, like fantasy and sci-fi. We'll see if it takes off. We'll see if it takes root, right? Philip Fracassi just wrote a brilliant, it's getting published next year, brilliant sci-fi novel that's like my favorite of his. So, it's a little late in life to discover a new orientation, but who knows? This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. And the art is on a different kind of paper. It's glossy. It's very, very beautiful. Look at this. Oh, 2-color printing. That is quite a labor-intensive process, especially on letterpress, to run it through again to get the spot color in there for the chapters. That's a lot. That's a lot of work. Um, Beautiful art. I mean, I love John Anthony Di Giovanni's work. I think he does a tremendous job. The frontispiece. Yeah, after reading the description of this book on Goodreads, I was hating myself for kind of turning a blind eye to it because I was around and I heard a lot of buzz for this series and chose to ignore it. And now it's here, so it's amazing. This is sold out. This is completely sold out on the site. I don't know what it's doing on the secondary. Again, I can only imagine what the numbered and lettered and Roman are doing. And this cloth, this marble cloth, is spectacular. Wow, what an amazing production! Really, I think Curious King is definitely a press to watch and to buy from. Obviously, having no problem selling these out with the print runs. I think the lettered editions were all accounted for. I don't think if you couldn't have bought the lettered edition to this if you didn't also get the blade itself. So I think those were all locked up, and the numbered edition there were only 60 available for the public. So anyway, much success to Anthony K. I think he's doing a tremendous job. This is a beautiful edition. Anything but standard. Ribbon page marker right there, but you still get a beautiful bookmark and a dust jacket and the slipcase. So, wow, home run, grand slam, whatever other metaphor you want to use for this book, this title. And I'm going to probably have to do a back-to-back Curious King read with Joe Abercrombie's The Blade Itself, with the Tommy Arnold art, and this right after that, and just have like a fantasy sort of block of time just to be in those places. It's funny. I think I'm just thinking about it. Um, One of my favorite Stephen King books is a fantasy, right? The Talisman. And then my other favorite Stephen King books are the Dark Tower fantasy. I'm a closeted fantasy fan. I mean, I think that's what we're coming to realize here together. So thank you, Anthony, for sending this along. I am obviously blown away by it, and I have many, many stunning books. So it's yeah, it's my opinion is somebody whose expectations are already high. So this this is really a tremendous addition, and if you're not currently subscribing to the newsletter over there at Curious King, you should be right now, especially if fantasy or sci-fi are your thing, because these editions are next level. That is it for this time. I'm going to do my pictures at the end that won't do it justice, and you can look at those. You can, again, subscribe to Curious King, get them on your radar, and oh man, have a joyful experience just like I am. And I can't wait to read it and enjoy those 8 full color pieces of art and stunning world building by N.K. Jemisin. So thank you for joining me this time. Hope to see you again next time. And in the meantime, stay frosty.